Whaatwaa family, welcome back to the channel, man. It's your boy, Mr. Whaatwaa. Today. Hey, yo, skirt, man, check this out. Guys, today we have a blog that we're going to read. Well, I'm going to read. You guys can read along too, or you can just listen. But we have a blog that we're going to read. It's from Dr. Considine. And we're going to read this. The title of it, it says, "A Christian Appreciates the Contributions of Muslims to the American Society." Wow. Okay, whoa, I like that. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. That was the title, so let's go ahead and get into it. Remember, if this is your first time on the channel, make sure you go ahead and subscribe and join the Whaatwaa family. Also, before we get started, put a like on this video. Let's go ahead and get into this. It starts off with saying, "I want you all to please get comfortable because we are going to use our imaginations for a bit, okay? I want you to imagine the following story as a book that has yet to be published. Picture it as a draft of sorts. When I finish in 10 minutes, perhaps all of us collectively can figure out if this book is worth publishing." Okay, word. All right, let's get into it. So please get loose. Open the mind. Breathe in and breathe out. Are we ready? The story starts something like this. A 19-year-old man who has never met a Muslim in his life and knows practically nothing about Islamic tradition enrolls in an Islam one-on-one college course with the hope of being an intelligence officer. The young man is not a complete Islamophobe, but let's just say he has some pretty questionable thoughts and ideas. Okay. On the first day of Islam 101, the young man enters the classroom to see an older professor, a brown man, an immigrant, and someone who identifies himself as a Muslim. Remember, this was effectively the first Muslim that the young man has ever met in his life. As Islam 101 proceeds, the Muslim professor starts to rock the young man's heart, mind, and soul by showing him a side of Islam and Muslims that is never seen in the media. As the months and years progress, the Muslim professor welcomes the young man into his small circle of researchers, and over the years, the Muslim professor continues to influence the young man's personal, professional, and spiritual growth. The Muslim professor even takes the young man on a countless journey across their beautiful country, the United States, in order to improve relations between all people who call this place home. Whoa. Throughout their travels together, the professor and this student travel together to the home's place of worship, schools, businesses, and neighborhoods of America of all walks of life. The Muslim professor even introduced the young man to some of the best minds in this country, including Noam Chomsky and Hamza Youssef. The young man would have never been able to participate in any of these travels if it weren't not for the generous $15,000 grant from a Muslim organization in the middle of the desert in New Mexico. This was certainly a generous gift, and the young man was thankful. But the journey of the young man and the Muslim professor were not always smooth sailing. One time, the young man was assaulted in Washington, D.C. He was smashed in the face with a pint glass and suffered severe facial injuries that required 2 surgeries, which were followed by another plastic surgery. The doctor who put the young man's face back together just happened to be a Muslim. Whoa. The young man had another life-threatening experience on a journey in Hollywood. He was at a home of a Muslim businessman to screen parts of his documentary. Within 5 minutes of the screening, an unexpected allergic reaction occurred, and the young man had to be rushed into the hospital. And guess who took care of this young man in the hospital? A Muslim doctor. At this time in his life, a 22-year-old living off a small grant, the young man has no health insurance. As you know, having astronomical healthcare bills and no health insurance is a receipt for disaster. Very, very true. What happens next is a beautiful act of charity. The host of the film screening, the Muslim businessman, covers the bills of the young man because he believes in helping those most in need. Wow. Now that was nice. I like that. Okay, let's keep going. Eventually, the young man clips his wing and journeys throughout the world by himself without a guide. The young man decides to continue his studies, so he reaches out to a Muslim community of all backgrounds in hope that he could meet with them for research purposes. They ended up welcoming him in with open arms. Hey, mashallah. All right, let's keep going. Over the years, the young man dines with Muslims, prays with them, dialogues with them, laughs with them, cries with him, marches with them, studies with them, and travels with them. Together, they collectively experience the joys and struggles that are so common among all human beings. One Muslim family in particular becomes like family to the young man. He spends countless hours in their restaurants and mosques. He learns about the dynamics of their culture and their unique Islamic practices, which remind him of his own ethnic and religious traditions. The young man does not see these Muslims as mere research objects or participants, but rather as fellow human beings who have a wealth of knowledge about our Creator and ideas on how to contribute to the betterment of our communities. Upon his return to the United States, the young man takes up a position at a university where he decides to teach a course called Muslims in American Society. All right, cool. Let's keep going. In this course, the man brings to class countless numbers of Muslims, from the community leaders to activists to imams and athletes, and so on and so on. Let's keep going. The student in this course interact with the Muslim community and around them, and the students introduce the man to many more Muslims who further enrich his own lived experience. The draft of this book stops there, at least for now. Perhaps you will figure it out by now, but if not, the young man in this story is me. What? Oh, this is the doctor. Oh, snap. Okay, word. Skirt. Boy, that caught me off guard. Oh, so it's the author. That's him. Bro, he got me. Okay. Alright, that was lit. Alright, let's keep going. Alright, where we at? Okay. That called. I didn't know it was him. Alright, let's keep going. Alright, hold up. Whoa now. Whoa now. Alright. These stories, believe it or not, really did happen, and the Muslims discussed here have actual names, faces, and stories of their own. You see, my work as an educator, scholar, public intellectual, or however you see me, is simply not possible, nor were my previous experience possible without the selfless contributions of Muslims. Think about it. If it were not for the Muslim professor, I would never have fallen in love with knowledge. If it were not for the Islamic organization in New Mexico, I would have never traveled throughout my country to learn about Islam and the U.S. national identity. If it were not for the Muslim businessman in Hollywood who paid for my hospital bills, I could be buried in debt. If it were not for my Muslim family in Europe, I would have never completed my studies. Maybe I think it's supposed to say completed my studies. If it were not for the Muslim surgeon in Washington, D.C., I could have a mangled face. Ooh. If it were not for the Muslim doctor in Hollywood who dealt with my allergic reaction, well, I may not even be here. Quite simply, Muslims are part of who I am and who I wish to be. They are my past and they are my future. They are my family, my mentors, my role models, my friends, and most importantly, my brothers and sisters in humanity. And for all of us here tonight, Muslims may have been our school teachers, professors, doctors, lawyers, philanthropists, students, community activists, entrepreneurs, bus drivers, cab drivers, secretaries, social problem workers, psychiatrists, athletes, artists, musicians, bankers, public intellectuals, public figures, representatives, and so on and so on. In short, Muslims in the United States contribute everywhere to everyone and to every realm of American society. They truly make our country go round. Now that you have heard about these personal experiences and views, let me point out that they do not stand in isolation from their scholarship. They did not stand in isolation from my scholarship. When I see polls that say U.S. Muslims are highly educated, I think of all the Muslim teachers and scholars who guided me and inspired me to gain more knowledge. When I see statistics that reveal how U.S. Muslims believe in freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom of consciousness, I think about my friends who speak about their appreciation of the U.S. Constitution and the rights that it offers. When I see books that highlight Prophet Muhammad's love of humanity and his vision for the pluralist world, I reflect on the panel events that I have sat on with Muslims who also speak about the Prophet's greatness. And when I see news stories on interfaith relations or Muslim standings arm to arm with communities facing difficult circumstances, I am reminded of the times that I lock arm in arm with Muslims on my street. Word. The findings and conclusions of various academic sources do not merely exist as theories or abstract ideas. They are real life, they are facts. People like me and so many others recognize the contributions of Muslims because they have experienced them, and they experience them at the interfaith gatherings, the vigils, the hospitals, the schools, the business, the community centers, the grocery stores, the places of worship, and so on. People in this country feel the contributions of Muslims in the lovely emails or text messages, the hugs, the collective tears, the social media posts of solidarity, and even the common greetings of peace that we offer so often on a daily basis. When we consider our life experience, we see stories of humanity, compassion, tolerance, pluralism, civic values, mercy, thoughtfulness, solidarity, belonging, inclusion, and community building. These are the kind of values that can transform our very existence here on earth. And these are the stories worth telling. And such as they are certainly stories worth publishing. Don't you agree? Oh man, yo, Dr. Considine. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Doctor, for sharing your story. I feel like doctors like him perfectly represent what Whaatwaa family is about. Being from different religions and being able to come together and show peace and show love, and being able to act and being able to be a family, being able to be one, you know. This is beautiful. Thank you so much, Doctor. Thank you so much for sharing your story. I hope that this video reaches other people who may have doubts or who may have certain thoughts about different religions, that you take the time to go and research. You know, go and make friends, you know, in that place, in that religion, and get a first person point of view, because everything you're hearing about and everything in there of that nature is all third person. So go get first person, and I promise you, once you get your first person point of view, you are going to love it. Trust me on that. It's your boy, Mr. Whaatwaa, man. Get down in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this blog from Dr. Considine. And if you also have a video that you want me to react to, get down in the comment section, post the link, and I will get to it. And guys, I will see y'all tomorrow, inshallah. So please take care. Stay safe.